Let's speak now to Michel Del Buono. He is with the United Nations Development Program and joins us now live from Maryland in the U.S. Thank you very much for joining us here on TRT World. What are your UN sources telling you about the extent of damage caused by the earthquake?
Well, UN senior staff has already offered all the services and the staff and the finances available to Afghanistan to concentrate it on this region. So ultimately, while it is a huge disaster in the area that has happened, on the scale of Afghanistan as a whole, it is somewhat of minor scale. The issue is whether the assistance which is available in Afghanistan and the means that are there can reach this area in time to save many of the people who may still be salvageable and who may still be buried under the fallen buildings. I believe it will be ultimately a question of logistics right now. Although Afghanistan's situation before the earthquake was not brilliant, with more than half the people with lack of food security, just coming out of a winter. This area is sparsely populated and it's also high. It's above 2,000 meters above sea level, which means it's cold still, and the people depend immediately on getting assistance from outside the region, and that is a key problem.
Now, the Taliban has also made it very clear that they cannot help the country alone. They need international help at this point. Do you think it's about time for the international community, especially the West, to do something about the worsening situation in Afghanistan?
Well, I believe that the West is very well apprised of what's going on. The efforts of especially UN agencies to lobby for a relaxation of restrictions on Afghanistan itself in order to avoid the humanitarian disaster which may still happen. I believe it is time to continue the loosening of restrictions which has begun with the issuance of more liberal licenses on the part of the US especially.
Right, and before I let you go, the images coming out of Afghanistan are indeed tragic, horrific, to say the least. Many of the villages have been reduced to rubble. It might be a bit too early for this question, but since you work with the UN's development program, give us an idea how long it might take for Afghanistan and authorities to repair the damage caused to the infrastructure.
Well, I do work for the UNDP, and we have a major hand on assisting the Afghan people in this dire circumstances. But here I am speaking in my personal capacity. I believe before any small amount of reconstruction can take place, it'll be 6 months. To rebuild whatever has been destroyed will take certainly years. And I don't mean that negatively. It's just that the region is remote, it is difficult of access. Possibly its proximity to Pakistan might help, even though it borders some of Pakistan's difficult regions too. So I would think that it is not a matter of the short term, unfortunately. I hope that immediate humanitarian assistance will facilitate the life of the survivors and start recovering the recovery process. But the full rebuilding of the life as it was and the building and infrastructure is definitely something for the longer run.
Mr. Michel Del Buono, it's always a pleasure talking to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.